Have you ever wondered what would actually happen if you stopped people-pleasing for just 30 days? Not a dramatic "I'm changing my life" announcement. Just a quiet internal decision to stop saying yes when you really mean no. Just choosing yourself for 1 month. The changes you go through might surprise you. In this video, I'll walk you through the emotional, social, and professional shifts that hit fast when you break the habit of saying yes to everything. People-pleasing sounds harmless, but for busy professionals, it steals your time, drains your energy, and kills your confidence. Today, we're breaking down what actually happens when you stop people-pleasing for 1 month, day by day, week by week, till it becomes second nature, emotionally, mentally, and in your work life. Week 1, the discomfort phase. The first week is uncomfortable. Let's be honest. If you've built your identity around being dependable, helpful, or the one who always steps in, saying "no, I can't take that on right now" will feel almost wrong at first. You'll catch yourself wanting to apologize or over-explain. You might even type out a whole "sorry for the inconvenience" message before deleting it and replacing it with a simple, clear no. Emotionally, this week feels like withdrawal. You're breaking a habit of overgiving, overcommitting, and overfunctioning. And your brain will try to convince you that people will be upset or disappointed. But here's the interesting thing. Nothing terrible actually happens. Your colleague doesn't quit. Your friend doesn't block you. Your manager will delegate the task where it should have gone in the first place. You simply start noticing how automatic your yes has been. This is the detox phase, the mental shakeup where you realize just how overstretched you were. Most people report feeling nervous but surprisingly lighter. Week 2, time and energy return. By week 2, something magical happens. You get your time back. Actual hours. This is when you start to see and feel the results. In week 2, the shift becomes tangible. Because once you stop agreeing to every extra meeting, every extra task, every extra emotional favor, something unexpected happens. You are able to reclaim your time. Suddenly, your calendar looks less like a battlefield. You notice you actually have time to finish your own priorities. Your lunch breaks are no longer consumed by someone else's crisis. And your evenings don't feel like recovery from a day of doing too much for everyone else. It is amazing. Suddenly, your evenings feel longer and full of options. You have energy after work. And you start to wonder, why did I ever agree to all these extra tasks in the first place? This is where your productivity skyrockets because you finally have space to breathe. Many people say that week 2 feels like breathing for the first time in a long time. You discover that protecting your time isn't selfish, it's strategic. Week 3, respect levels increase. Week 3 is where things get interesting because people start responding to the new you. And surprisingly, they usually respond positively. You communicate with more clarity. You stop saying, "I can try," when you actually mean no. You make decisions faster because you're not worrying about how everyone will feel about them. At work, you'll notice people approach you with more respect. Not because you're harsher, but because you're clearer. Your boundaries signal confidence. Even in your personal life, small shifts show up. Friends stop assuming you'll always accommodate their plans. Family stops expecting you to be the default problem solver. People listen more when you speak, because you're no longer over-justifying your choices. In this third week, people start treating you differently, in a good way. When you set boundaries, people begin to respect your time more. You speak more clearly. You delegate better. You stop apologizing for every little thing. And here's the plot twist. When you stop trying to please everyone, people actually trust you more. You seem more decisive, more focused, more professional. People don't respect you less when you set boundaries. They actually respect you more. Week 4, the identity reset. By week 4, your entire self-image shifts. People-pleasing often comes from a need to be liked, accepted, or needed. Now here's the thing people don't always talk about. People-pleasing isn't just a habit. It often has roots in psychology. At its core, people-pleasing is a survival strategy. As children, Many of us learned that being helpful, agreeable, or easy kept us safe, praised, or included. The brain remembers that. It stores approval as a reward, and over time, we start to associate being liked with being secure. Some people grow out of that pattern because they had space to express themselves without fear of rejection. Others, especially high achievers, firstborns, or anyone raised in environments where love felt conditional, carry that habit straight into adulthood. So people-pleasing isn't really about other people. It's about managing our own anxiety. Saying yes keeps the peace, avoids conflict, protects the image of being dependable. It feels easier in the moment. Until it isn't. That is why two people can grow up in the same environment, but only one becomes a chronic people-pleaser. It depends on personality, early experiences, and how much approval our nervous system learned to chase. Understanding this makes the 30-day shift even more powerful, because you are not just breaking a habit. You're rewriting a survival pattern. Because after 30 days of intentional boundaries, you begin to separate your worth from your usefulness. You realize you're not actually nice because you overwork yourself. You're nice because you're kind, thoughtful, and intentional. You stop tying your worth to how useful you are to others. Instead, you start valuing your contribution, your ideas, and your boundaries. You're still kind and helpful. The only difference is you now choose when and how. Helping is no longer a reflex, it's intentional. This is the moment most people say, "I feel like myself again," or "I didn't realize how much I was bending to keep everyone happy," or even, "I actually enjoy my life more now." You become someone who prioritizes peace, clarity, and alignment over approval. And that shift can last far beyond the 30 days. So what happens when you stop people-pleasing for 30 days? You reclaim your time. You protect your energy. You communicate with confidence. You build healthier relationships. And you reconnect with who you actually are, not who everyone expects you to be. It's not about becoming selfish. It's about becoming balanced. And when you're balanced, you show up better in every area of your life: work, relationships, health, and happiness. If this resonated with you, imagine what your next 30 days could look like. Subscribe for more life hacks for busy professionals, and like this video if you're ready to break free from people-pleasing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.